Okay, guys, so this is Microsoft Excel lesson 1.2. Go ahead and download the attached file. It will look like this. We're going to do a bunch of find and select today, and we are going to work with hyperlinks. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do find and select. So if you go to the Home tab is if it ever tells you to obviously find or go to. I'm trying to remember what other word. I can't remember. There's another word that they tell you where it's like basically means kind of like look it up. Then you can do find and select. And these are find and replace is just looking for words specifically, but there's also these down here. So you could find specific formulas in the worksheet. You could find conditional formatting and data validation. These are things you haven't really learned what they are yet, but for the sake of today's lesson, you're going to just find those things. So conditional formatting is the first one we're going to do. So go to conditional formatting and it will take you to cells that have that. Just for your knowledge, conditional formatting is basically it will highlight cells if it's above a certain threshold or basically like whatever. It will change the format of the cell depending on what the answer is in the cell. So it will go to the cells with the special format, and then it will have you do something to those cells. So in this case, we're going to add a border. So we're going to come here and do a thick outside border to those 4 cells. Okay, and that's all you're going to do is just be able to find specific things using that go-to feature. So also we're going to go find and select, and we are going to come down here to data validation. This is something you haven't learned yet either, but this is one where it can allow the cell to it won't allow the cell to put certain things in, and you can set those parameters. But we're going to click go find the ones with data validation. It found these 3 cells right here. Once it finds that, if it tells you to clear the data validation, you have to do that from the actual data tab. So again, we will learn later how to do data validation, but here is where that data validation is. So you actually have to go to that section to clear it. So that is one of the Geometrics questions. Click data validation, and then you just hit clear all. Okay. Do not hit clear validation circles. That will not work. Okay. So those are 2 different find and selects from different formatting options. There's also find and replace words. So if we come to the Home tab, we come back here to this find and select, we're going to go to the replace. Okay, find and replace are just 2 different tabs of the same dialog box. So if we hit replace, we can find the word goal and replace it with objective. And you can change different format sets and match case and all that kind of stuff, but we're just going to do those 2. We're going to say replace all. Okay. Okay. So hopefully yours will work. It only happened with one student where it's done this, but let's see. Oh, you know what I did? Did I do a space after it? No, I did not. The student had the space after it, and so that fixed it. But mine, it may just because I've been doing this multiple times in the day and the worksheet's not working, but hopefully yours just did find and replace for all of those. Because, let's see, let me click out of this. I don't think that'll necessarily matter. Of course, the one time I'm recording, it's going to happen. Replace goal with objective. Oh, it will find them now. Okay, there we go. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so all done, made for replacements. There we go. Okay, next we are doing hyperlinks. So go ahead and click on this caloric intake, and then you are going to right click on it and you're going to do link. So in this dialog box, there are multiple ways to link things. You can link things to an existing file or a web page. We're going to do both of those. To a place in this document, so it could be a different tab. Create a new document and an email address. We're going to do all of these. On this first one for this caloric intake, we're going to do existing file or web page. And you can go to the internet and find some website. Okay. I'm just going to do www.calories.com. I'm sure that's a website. I don't know. But you could just copy and paste any website and put it in there and then hit OK. So that becomes a link now to that website, and when you click on it, it will take you there. Okay, let's select the words me time, right click and do link. And we are going to create a new document for this one. My Excel is going to, of course, freeze up. Give it a second. There we go. Okay, create a new document. So maybe I wanted to create a new document that will be a list of items that are my me time, like reading a book or, taking a bath or, doing yoga, whatever it is that you create a list of. Okay. So you do me time and it will create one. You put where you want it to create it. So that right now it's showing it in the downloads folder. You can change that if you want. And these options, geometrics and certification tests, will tell you which one to choose. But it says like when you're editing, are you wanting to open it now to edit it or open it later? So let's go ahead and change it to open the document later and then hit OK. I've done this multiple times, so I've already have this one in my folders. So I'm just going to say yes, I'll replace it. Okay, and then you now have a link. When you click it open, it will open that new file in that downloads folder or wherever you saved it. Okay, so we've done to a new document, we've done to a website. Let's go ahead and do to an already existing document. So go ahead and sleep one, right click and do link, and then go to existing file. And for that existing file, these are all my downloads, like folders in my downloads one. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this browse option, and then you can go through, and again, I don't care for this assignment which one you choose, but just go through and find a file that you would want to link it to. Now, when you are linking it to an already existing file, if you're going to send this to somebody and they're going to click on the link, they have to have that file for it to actually open and have access to it. If they don't have that file, then they cannot open it. But a lot of companies have shared drives where they keep all their folders and all their files. So it may be something that somebody else in the company would have access to. So I'm going to hit OK. Now it's a link to a different document that's already there. Go ahead and up in this blank spot on cell C5, we're going to type directions. So if you wanted to link a directions here, it would take them to this tab of directions. You can link just this cell and these words, and you hit link, and you could do a place in this document. So I'm going to go ahead and click it, and it's, of course, being slow. So I'm going to give it a second. There we go. And it will come up with all the tabs in this document, and you can click which one you want. Type the cell reference. So this is what cell do you want it to take you to. If you just don't care, you can leave it as A1, or you can have it take them to a very specific cell on that spreadsheet. I'm just going to leave it as A1, and I'm going to hit OK. So now this will take me, if I click on it, which I'll show you, it takes me to cell A1 on the directions tab. Okay. The last type of link, we're going to come down to the very bottom, and we're going to say, if you have questions, we're going to type this, please email me. Okay. And then I'm going to take this cell and I'm going to turn that into a link that would email somebody. Okay. And I'm going to use my email as an example. So I'm going to click email address at the bottom, and I'm going to type in my email. You can type yours if you want. You can type mine. I don't really care. The subject line for this will be, you can type anything, but I'm just going to say questions. Okay, so that way when they click on it, and it will show recently used addresses. So this one is the one you're gonna have to type for the geometrics. This is my email address that I've used before. So hit OK. And then it will be a link. And if I click on it, it will take me to open up a new email to send to that person with that subject line. Okay, so those are all the different types of hyperlinks. Now you do need to know how to remove a hyperlink. So I'm going to click on this one up here, any of these, and then there's options. When you already have a hyperlink, you can edit it, you can open it, and it will take you to that thing that it's hyperlinked to, or you can remove hyperlink. That's how you move a hyperlink. Just keep in mind, it does take away the formatting when you do that. Okay, so that is all for today. It was just find and select certain cells with conditional formatting, data validation, and all different types, and then hyperlinking all of the different ways. Okay, so now you'll work on your 5 geometrics problems and hopefully this